Hi guys, this is Henry Pim again. This time coming to you with a review of my Adam Warlock statue. Um, Adam Warlock is one of my favorite characters, probably ever. Reason being that he starred in one of my, or maybe my most favorite um, comic book crossover event ever, the Infinity Gauntlet saga, starring not only Adam Warlock but also a host of the other Marvel Universe characters such as the Avengers, Thanos, of course, or Thanos, um, Mr. Death, Silver Surfer, everybody cosmic that mattered at the time. And the story was written by Jim Starlin and was drawn by Ron Lim, who I absolutely love. He draws a perfect, event book, and he does a very, he does the best, Thanos or Thanos, depiction. He's the best at it. And the same thing goes for Adam Warlock. And I wanted him to be, have the look of the Infinity Gauntlet saga, because I know that there are a lot of people that like him, with the black cape and the bow staff or staff. But I liked him more, in a more classic look. There are several different Adam Warlock, kind of depictions in comics, because you have the old one with the thunderbolt on his chest. Then he died, I believe, and he was reincarnated or something like that. He was born again into a cocoon at the start of the Infinity Gauntlet saga, and this is what he looked like. And he was joined by Pip the Troll and Gamora, I believe, and later on Drax the Destroyer, with which he formed the Infinity Watch, of which I have the very first issue, and I have the complete set of it actually. It isn't bagged and boarded. I still like to come around to that, but I haven't. I have a lot of comic books which I need to bag and board, but I don't have the time for it, obviously. So yeah, what is special about this statue? I mean, it has a story to it. It's a very rare statue. Let me just try to lift this up. Oh man, why are these statues so heavy? This is wow. This is a non-numbered statue. That's weird. I never saw that before. It has no number on it, but I might be able to get a fix on that by getting the box. I feel a jump cut coming on. There we go. It's number 139 out of 1,000. I never had that before, that a statue was not numbered, so that's kind of weird. But yeah, as I was saying, this statue, I bought it for a very low price, because, the statue itself wasn't, I wasn't able to find it. I mean, it's a very rare statue to come about. And I saw one, and it, was, of course, from a guy in England, and it had a damaged cape. And I thought it was fixable. I informed with the local restorer what it would cost me, and it was acceptable. So I bought it and had it restored. During shipping, though, yeah, you get it. The shipping company, the postal company, they fumbled, they dropped the box, and it was even worse than when it first arrived. And the restorer did a great job, but the postal company just messed it up. I mean, wow, the shipping company just, I don't know what they did with it, but they played basketball with it, but his cape was torn off. So I had to send it back to the restorer, and I picked it up this time. I drove about, let's say, what was it, 70 miles to get my statue this time. And I made sure that it arrived at my home, safe and sound. I had to do it myself. I didn't trust the shipping company anymore, so I did it myself. And result was excellent again. So statue doctor, as he's called, translated from Dutch. You did a very good job. As you can see, there is not even one trace or of the damage, and that's craftsmanship. That is craftsmanship for you. Back to the statue. Well, let's be careful. I don't want to hurt this piece. It's a very, very, very dear, piece dear to me. He has the soul gem in the front of his head, and you can see here. He's got the black outline of the eyes. They're red and yellow, orangish color scheme. The golden band up, the strap around his waist. His boots, and I love the base. It's kind of purplish violet. I'm not sure about the color. I'm not good at colors, but it looks great. The detail on it. The pointy rocks. I'm so happy that it didn't get damaged during transport. The base itself looks very good, very clean base. That's what I love with bone statues. I mean, they may not be very elaborate in compared to the sideshow pieces, but they're very clean, and I love that. Very sophisticated look to it, and I love the detail in this piece. Color-wise, it's a unique color scheme, so you can't really complain about that. I mean, it's very comic book accurate the way he looks. If I weren't a fan of him, the color scheme would probably set me off. But being a fan of his, I think that it's a very good depiction of him. In the back, the comic book, I see some black in there, so that might be a more modern look to it, or it might just be the shading because his cape is yellow. But anyway, very, very, very important character in the Infinity Gauntlet saga and Infinity War saga after that. And he kind of faded away after that. I think it was in Infinity. What was the story called? With the priestess, I'm not sure. It was the follow-up to the Infinity War saga. It wasn't very good, but yeah, after that he faded into nothingness, I believe, because I haven't seen him since. I think he did make an appearance in the Annihilation saga, even though it wasn't a very big one, I believe. But I'm not sure. I still have to read that story completely because I have the books. I buy anything cosmic related, but I still have to read like a whole bookcase full of books before I get to that. But I have read the synopsis. I know he is in it. He was in the Earth's Mightiest Heroes Avengers cartoon. It's a very good cartoon, by the way. I don't watch many cartoons. Well, I do with my daughter, but those are very different. But yeah, that cartoon is very good. I really recommend it. It's about 2 seasons long, but it has all the major events, that happened, like the Korvac saga, a bit of the Annihilation saga. No, I must correct myself. It has the Korvac saga, but with the new Guardians of the Galaxy and not the old one. That's it. But I love that. I love the fact that they use the old and combine the new. It's a better way of introducing new readers or new watchers to your show. Because they don't know who the old Guardians of the Galaxy are, and the new Guardians of the Galaxy are still in books, or still in bookstores. So that's a good way. So yeah, I like the statue. If I were to rate it, I'd give it a 7.5 out of 10. I like the paint job. The shading is good. It's a very clean paint job, so nothing wrong there. Very comic book accurate. The sculpt itself, again, very good. Love the cape. Very fragile, but that's what everything that has a cape or whatever or something attached to it. What would I change about it? Not very much, but what I would change and would love to change is the fact that I think that the pose is very generic, and that's a problem that a lot of bone pieces have. But the pose itself, I mean, I have a Goliath statue by Bowen as well, and it has roughly the same kind of pose. And I wish they kind of changed it up a bit. I mean, you can see in the back there how the way that Adam Warlock is standing and clenching his fist. I mean, it does have the Infinity Gauntlet, but you could have done something similar. More of a energetic pose instead of this static pose. But that's a minor gripe. All in all, I love this statue. I mean, wow. So yeah, I wanted to do a quick review. It didn't turn out as quick as I wanted it, but you gotta make time for it. For a great statue such as this. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and have a good day. Bye bye.